Good morning and howdy y'all. Welcome back to It's a Seago Thing. My name is Erin. This is a family-friendly, multi-purpose channel where we talk about anything and everything. Well, this is the third part of my three-part foster care series, the room tour. I'm going to show you both rooms. Now, they are completely stripped bare right now. If we do decide to move forward in January to relicense with either an agency or CPS, we will then begin to build back up the rooms, which I will definitely make a video and show you guys how we're going to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and take you guys upstairs. Let me put my phone here in my pocket. I'm going to turn you guys around. We're going to head upstairs. And there, of course, is my favorite little picture there. We actually got that over at, where is it? We got that over at Kohl's, believe it or not. Okay, so I have already shown you this room, and we'll do a review there in a little while. I'm gonna come over here and show you guys this room. Now, one of our foster daughters that we did have decorated the room very lovely. I did have to take down the name that was right here because trying to be protective and privacy and whatnot, but here we go. All right, so it's very dark, so let me turn on the light here. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of back up so y'all can see just a little bit of the room there. So this was kind of a makeshift room that we had to, I would say, kind of quickly do. The foster case that we had earlier this year, we actually had, for the first time ever, we actually had a little bit of time to rearrange some things. Because originally, so this was my little rocker that I had for when we had babies and whatnot, foster babies. But we had, over here where the twin bed is, we had like a baby crib there. And then in the room right next door here is where we have along this wall the pink bunk bed, and then we had this bed next door on this side. So we had to switch because the eldest child in our foster case was a little older school-age child, and the two youngest children were within about a year to year and a half of each other in age, and they were preschool age. So so it was definitely preschool and pre-K age. So it was definitely a little different and whatnot. But let me just kind of show you some of the organization. So I am like huge on organization. The reason why I chose, and I'm going to kind of, oh yeah, sometimes I'll buy just random things for the kids and whatnot and let them have that. So I love these. I have learned that when I write the names of the child on here and what drawer it's for, the marker doesn't really come off that well. But I do use a permanent marker because oftentimes, you know, kids that come into foster care, they'll be with you as short as a month to 3 months, or as long as you know, a year to a year and a half. So you don't really want to use a white, not a whitewash, a dry erase board marker. You really don't want to use it on here because it can smudge, it can stain, it can, you know, just go away, and then it's hard to keep things organized. But I love, hear that, I love the soft felt type of fabric here for drawers for clothes and whatnot. Even if we had, you know, we had a school-age child that was in 4th grade, so even still, I love that because one of the things that a lot of people who get into foster care, one of the things that they don't always realize is that you know, as a foster parent, you are held to a very different standard than really any parent, including the biological parents of these children. And so when a child that is in foster care is in your care, in your home, and they get injured, it can turn into a mess. And it can cause a lot of problems. Kids are going to fall down and scrape themselves. Kids are going to get injured. You know, little fingers are going to get pinched or slammed in cabinets or doors or whatnot. Things are going to happen. It's not that you're able to prevent everything, but for me, if I can minimize the rate of injury that children are subjected to, because kids are clumsy. They just are. You know, kids are just, they're going to get wild and crazy and run around, and things are going to happen. And, you know, injuries are going to occur. You can't prevent them all. But to try to minimize the complication in our life, I found that these shelves right here really made a difference, because when you pull them out, oh, okay, well, that kind of bumps my fingers a little bit. It might, oh, you know, kind of feel a little rough or gruff, but you can't really pinch yourself. You can't really, like, I mean, that is like the worst. This right here is really only meant for older kids. I don't think we have any in our younger kids' rooms. This is just because I know for an older child they can handle this. And it is kind of fun. It's very decorative, and they can a lot of times they can put things in there that they can see very clearly. But they usually use these for clothes and whatnot. Also, just to let you know, if you are a brand new foster parent or couple, or if you are a brand new adoption parent or couple, just be mindful that when you guys take in older kids, and this was kind of new for us, we had one other older child that was about 7, and I think she did have some things from home, but it wasn't as many things, and it wasn't as personal. And our last foster daughter, who was older than 7, had things from home that were very personal to her, that were very precious. Here's something that I really do want to encourage future foster parents, future adoption parents. Please be respectful of that child's past. Please be respectful that they have things that belong to them that may be from their mom, their dad, their grandmother, their aunts. Please be respectful of that. You know, when our eldest foster daughter, when she had things from home that were from mom and grandma, I absolutely asked her, where would you like to keep this? In this room, where you feel like it is safe. And she picked a drawer, and that's where it stayed. And I told her anytime she wants to, you know, access her clothes, because they were in her drawer, they were in her room, you know, I said, if you ever want me to wash them and keep them clean, I'm more than welcome to do that. A lot of times they'll say no because they like the smells that are on the clothes, because it reminds them of that person, it reminds them of that home. And I'm just trying to encourage that level of compassion, because for me, you know, I thought to myself, I can't even imagine what it would be like to go live in someone else's home with, you know, strange people that are not family, that are not friends, different rules, different environment, different smells, and you want something that's familiar to you. You want something that brings you comfort. The only thing that I did offer her, because she, you know, I mean, some of the clothes did have a stronger smell than, say, some of the others. You know, I gave her a couple of laundry sheets, but she did not want them washed. So I gave her a couple of little laundry sheets to put in the drawer. Perfectly happy with that. Perfectly happy with it. So, and it really just meant a lot to her, I think. And I wanted her to know that we fully support her, and we want her to feel comfortable here, because we knew they were going to be going home very soon. This was not going to be a long foster placement. So we were just kind of a temporary holding place, just a little stepping stone. And I think, you know, I don't remember her ever saying anything to me, but I think it did actually help her have that close to her and have that kind of support. So just keep that in mind, that, you know, whenever you do receive your foster care placement, if they have things from home, you know, if you need to clean them up a little, if you need to clean some of the items or whatnot up a little bit, because some items may actually be dirty. Some might actually just need a little bit of, you know, cleaning. Do that to the best of your ability, but try to preserve it in a safe, comfortable place in their room where they have access to it. That will really help you guys with the transition. Trust me on that. All right, so here we go. So we've seen that. So that was a huge help. This blackout curtain was another huge help. I honestly had a very good friend of mine come help me install it because we were really kind of having a hard time trying to figure out how to do it, and we had to kind of, if y'all can see that right there, we had to really kind of jimmy it a little bit because well, I'm not sure, the whole setup of it was a little strange. So my friend and I, her being an engineer, we had to kind of put our heads together and say, okay, here we go. In older kids' bedrooms, I really like to have like a little nightstand. This has always helped our older kids. Again, we had a 7 and 10-year-old, not at the same time, but at different times. They really appreciate it because oftentimes these will be filled with books. Sometimes we'll provide books. Sometimes they have their own things, or they might have like a Kindle Fire or some sort of electrical device that they like to keep there. This is actually left over from one of our foster kiddos, and so I just kind of kept that there for right now. But you know, I try to keep like a little bowl, something very plastic that if it fell down, you know, it wouldn't be a big deal. As you can see, I need to actually put this back over there, so I'll have to do that later. But this little, you know, bowl, or you know, plastic jug, it just kind of helps keep things, like little small things, organized for them, and that helps them, you know, have things close to their bed when they go to sleep. The bed, we really keep it very, very simple, but we did spend extra money on the actual mattress, and I will provide a link for you guys. We got that on Amazon. It was great. I believe we actually got this on Amazon. I need to go back and look in our orders, but pretty sure we did. So I can actually provide that link for you once I find that. But we've had compliments about our mattresses from even adults. I've had a friend come over and stay with us whenever she's traveling in and out of town, and she said she loves this. So that always helps. Funny enough, our last foster daughter who was here, the 4th grader, she actually really enjoyed this chair. She would sit up there and whatnot. So I thought I might have to actually move this because this was geared more towards when we had babies in the home. But she actually enjoyed it, so I said, okay, well, you can keep it in there. And this was kind of fun. This was probably a little young for the 10-year-old that we had in our home, but she liked it nonetheless, at least that, you know, that's what she said. She was able to put like shoes and whatnot here. She had some other things that her family gave her that she was able to keep here. You know, she had some of her decorations here that we had different stickers and whatnot. And she was able to decorate the door how she wanted, and we were gonna eventually get into more decorations if they had been here longer. And that's, you know, again, that's just kind of foster care. You never really know how this is gonna turn out. So this is kind of where we keep, and I don't really have a light for this closet because, well, this light really kind of illuminates everything. But of course I keep extra clothes, little bin boxes up here. Of course, we had to buy a whole bunch of hangers for when we did have our last foster care placement. We still have a pack and play, we still have a changing table pad, and we still have this baby bath, which I really think I need to just give that back to Moses' Closet, which is a donation closet here just for foster and adoption parents. But over here, you can't really see it, but over here we have a cot that we can pull out, and I put that in there mainly because in the event that the 10-year-old that was staying with here wanted to have a friend spend the night there, we could actually put it right here, which is almost the same length as the bed and whatnot. So, okay, so that is that room. We're going to take you down this dark hallway. I hate how these lights always do this. Oh well. They're on a timer, so. Alright, and then you guys have really pretty much seen this room. I pretty much like have all of our new sheets clean and comforters ready to go. Of course, I always have teddy bears or some little stuffy ready to go because you never know what they're coming with or not coming with. And this is our little toddler bed. I don't know if we're going to actually need this starting next year. I don't really know. Sean and I haven't really decided what our age range is going to be. At first we were like 4 to 10 years old. That was pretty much where we were leaving off, but I think I don't know, we're still discussing some things. And then, of course, this is just a replica from the other room over there. So same type of layout. And again, we have our blackout curtain, which always helps. And here is basically our, yeah, so the difference between the other room and this room is I have 2 extra more felt bins. Now I have this in here. You're probably wondering, why do I have paper and crayons and pencils? Because we had a respite case. As you guys, if y'all go and look in our if you go look in our video, let me see, our foster care video, we had a respite case. We had a 10-year-old girl come stay with us for a weekend, and we've had her over a few times before. But one of the things that she loves to do is sometimes she likes to just, you know, have personal time by herself. And so we try to encourage her to feel comfortable to do that. If she wants to come up here in this room, she usually loves being in this room because of the bunk bed. You know, I mean, you know, kids, they love what they love. But, you know, sometimes in the morning she wakes up really early, and because she's spent the night over here several times, she's gotten to know my husband and I, so she knows that we're not usually up as early as she is. So I try to provide her, I try to provide her a couple of things that would bring her comfort. Like, there's a cup in the bathroom that, you know, if she wants to get some water, she knows where the bathroom is. It's right across the hall. And we try to make it very easily accessible. So it's like right through that room right there. She loves to draw, so I will provide her paper and crayons and color pencils. So that way she, you know, she just kind of has that quiet time to herself, which is really nice. There's also a couple of her favorite books, because we have books downstairs, and I always offer the kids when they're coming upstairs getting ready for bed, do you have any books you'd like to bring upstairs? You know, in case you wake up early tomorrow morning or whatnot. So because we've had her over a few times, she's, you know, kind of got her own little really cute and sweet routine here, which is actually kind of nice. Because I remember the first time she came to stay with us, and I was like, what do we do? She was actually a little bit younger than she is now, so which was really cute. But anyway, so that's why, and I even did that with we had a 4.5-year-old who actually slept right here. And then we had her 3-year-old sister right there. I don't know if y'all can actually see that. Did I actually point to the right? Yeah, over there. Over there. Sorry, this camera's, you know, kind of crazy. But I would have books. I would have different things that just kind of help provide them some of that quiet time in the morning, because sometimes they would wake up very early. And it was right before, I'm going to show you guys, if I can kind of get a good picture. All right, I think you guys can see that. So this was right before this went off, and I'm just going to push this so y'all can kind of see how it illuminates. But this will actually turn green. So this is the yellow light if you need just a night light. And sometimes if I had to come in the middle of the night, I would press that and it would turn it on, or in this case I turned it off. But when the alarm would go off, it would turn green. I made the mistake of having a, and I think you can see that right there, the little sound bell. I had the mistake of that being on. The bad. I had to turn that off because that was not working at all. And that caused more problems than it should. Also, I have this in here right now, but when we had small children, I did not have this little charge cord. I usually keep this in here if we have an older kid. So because we had an older respite kid who had, I think she had a phone or a tablet or something, we provided this for her, you know, with a little plug that we allowed her to keep over there by the night light. That way she can charge her electrical stuff and whatnot. And that way it keeps that, you know, secure and ready to go. So y'all kind of got to see the other closet, but here is just this closet right here. Again, I keep it pretty bare right now. We really gave a lot away. I mean, a whole lot. I was really surprised at how much we actually gave away. In fact, we actually gave away, we had this foot foot. The shoe organizer, we actually gave that away because they had a lot of shoes and we knew that they would really like that, but I usually always keep different bags and whatnot. For some reason, the little four and a half year old, she's now 5. Yeah, she didn't really want this, so I was like, well, all right, I guess we'll just hold on to that for the next girl that comes in. But, all right, let me get this refocused here. Okay, so that was our lovely room tour. Like I said, it's really stripped bare right now. We really gave a lot away at the last placement. And it wasn't because we didn't think they were gonna have anything or whatnot. We just, you know, we really bonded with them. We got to know a little bit of their family. And we just felt like, you know, the girls deserved anything that they wanted. And that was something that we did with another placement that had an older child, is that we asked the kids, is there anything you guys would like to take? Is there anything that you would like to have? And I mean, they basically said, yeah, we want this, we want that. And so we packed it all up in plastic bins. We really try to go against the stereotype of trash bags. I think Sean and I bought several plastic bins. I think we had, I think everything was in plastic bins when the girls left. And we tried to keep it in like zip up type bags, like duffel bags or whatnot. Pretty sure we did. We really tried to keep it as well packed as possible, because a lot of kids show up with just bags and whatnot. Fortunately, the last placement that we had, you know, they showed up with a great bin and it had their things in it, and then we just added to it. But, you know, really try to think about that when you may be sending foster kids home, is go get some plastic bins that snap with lids and whatnot. Go get those. They're really cheap at Walmart and Target. I mean, Sean and I think we got like maybe 3 or 4 for like 20, 25 bucks. And it really wasn't that big of a deal. It really does kind of help organize things, keep things clean, and it just looks nicer. It feels nicer, especially when, you know, the kids are transitioning back to a home or they're going on to another, you know, place that might help them in their transition process and whatnot, because every case is different. So anyway, I hope this was helpful for you guys today. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up because I love my likes. Definitely subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, and you know, let me know what you guys do. If y'all are foster parents, if you're adoption parents, how do you guys organize your rooms? What do you guys do? And I look forward to hearing from you guys. So thank you so much for dropping by, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.